Welcome to Mom Knows Ball, episode 16. Yes, you are seeing this correct. We are together. This isn't a split screen. Mom and Jordan together doing the pod. Happy belated Thanksgiving to everyone. And yeah, good to see you in person, Mom.
Yeah, it's so interesting just being next to you and being able to oh, look at this. So cute. Look at him smiling. And yeah, we had a really, whoa, that's a loud car in the background in LA. We had a really good football weekend, great games, rivalries, rivalries that for the most part went our way. And we're going to talk about all that with our guest, Noah Pitts. Noah has been a
fan from day one.
From day one, commenting, giving us props with other people. And so we thought it was time to bring him in and help us and everybody understand why he decided to start watching the pod, listening to the pod, and commenting.
And also, it's inspiration for y'all and motivation. If y'all are a fan of us and y'all engage with us, maybe one day you'll get the call up to the big leagues. So you never know. And so this is our fan service. This is what we do. We appreciate the love. Noah is a real one. We're excited to talk to him about all the great football and just sports content this weekend, from the pettiness to the on the field stuff, to the post-game stuff, to the pepper spray stuff, all the stuff, okay? So without further ado, let's introduce Noah to Mom Knows Ball, episode 16.
All right, so we're welcoming to the Mom Knows Ball podcast and family, Noah Pitts. Hey, Noah! So we're going to let Noah introduce himself, but what I will say is he has been a friend to the podcast from the very first episode. I remember seeing, comments, and I was like, oh, there's a guy named Noah Pitts. And then I make the connection that I know Noah's mom, I know his sister, he's from Birmingham. And one day I was in the airport because his mom works for an airline. And we're not giving out any free promos here. So we'll just say an airline. And she stopped me and she was like, Noah really likes the show. And that just really, made me smile to know that it resonates with you. So thank you for all that.
We appreciate the support now, seriously.
Absolutely. No, I appreciate y'all for, sharing it with the world and letting me tag along for the journey, a little bit about our connection. It's kind of similar situation for me. So I think we have been connected with each other on LinkedIn for a little minute, and I saw the show promo. This was back when I was first starting, trying to get into kind of content creation and making YouTube videos myself. So I was, trying to be a good Samaritan, leaving the likes in the comments and everything. And my mom calls me one day and is like, "Hey, have you been commenting on Miss Melinda's YouTube video? She really likes it." I was like, "What are you talking about? How do you know her?" And she was like, "Oh yeah, that's actually Jordan's mom, and Jordan is who I was supposed to meet." Jordan, you may not remember this, but a couple of years ago, we were supposed to meet in, I think it was Portland. Me and my friend had went up to a Trailblazers game, and she had texted me. She was like, "Hey, one of my friends' sons work for, I won't say the company name
ESPN,
again,
it's
but
fine. Yeah.
it was ESPN. Okay, yeah. So I think you were at ESPN at the time." She was like, "Yeah, you might have to text or something," and we actually texted a little bit. We didn't get to connect, but the God is funny, isn't he? And the world is small.
No, it all comes full circle. That's so funny. Wow.
Full circle moment.
That's so wild.
So Noah, when you started commenting, you didn't recognize the connection was there?
I
Uh,
did not. No, I did not.
oh
I didn't know the
wow.
connection was
So
there until
That's
about a month ago, and then yeah, I was just a fan before. I just loved the show. Like I said, I just like the content,
oh
and
yes.
I love it.
So Noah, tell us a little bit about your background.
Mhm.
Um, we know you went to Auburn,
Yes.
but we also know that you're a fan of that
A
other
little
team. And
dual loyalties a little bit, you know?
yeah,
Yeah,
but just tell
I'll
us a little
explain a
bit
little
about your
bit about
background.
that. Yes, for sure. So as you mentioned, I grew up in Alabama, went to Spain Park High School. Played basketball there for 4 years. After that whole situation ended, I could say up in flames. We kind of crashed out of the state tournament my senior year. But after that experience did let me know I needed to go professional in something other than sports. So I made the business
Jordan.
decision to get my engineering degree from Auburn. Once I did that, came out to Houston, and been here ever since. Got a wife now, got a dog, little pup, and we out here trying to dodge global warming as much as we can in this heat.
Oh my God, yes. Yes, yes, yes. I I love that, you went to Auburn, but you let me know in no uncertain
Yes.
terms.
I I have been a closeted Alabama fan, I would say, for my whole life. And it's actually been over these last couple of years where I've been able to kind of step back into giving a full throated roll tide when I'm watching sports or I'm out somewhere. But even though I went to Auburn, my core memories in sports were really created at Bryant Denny, running around out there. I got a chance to touch that field, got a chance to take a picture with Coach Saban. This was back long time ago, before the rise and everything, and also even Coleman Coliseum playing basketball. I spent more time there than in Jordan-Hare, and I forgot what the Auburn basketball stadium is, but
It doesn't matter.
I don't know those. I just know the classrooms at Auburn. So
And we also know that we have competing NFL teams. So,
yes,
And
so
some drama today too with that. Yeah, that
that
was
slide.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
That was
That was
nasty.
that was
Yeah,
kind of dirty. That was kind of
we gotta
bad.
talk about that, Noah, because
Yeah, that was kind of bad.
that wasn't very nice. Yeah, let's just say that. It's a good day for Texan and Jags fans to come together and talk it out and all acknowledge that they did Trevor Lawrence dirty with that. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. No, yeah, we were actually, me and my wife were watching that live, and I was like, they were going to ask me about that in a little bit.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
was
it's like
like, you
that
get
moves
ready
right
to
up into
speak
the
for it.
yeah.
yeah, and Jordan was kind of asking me about your business,
Mhm.
and
Mm.
I didn't understand it as well as I thought he would understand it. So
Yeah, I was wondering if you could kind of tell the audience more about what exactly you're doing with your company. And yeah, just a little bit more info there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Arc Data Studio. So it's my sole proprietorship. I started earlier this year actually, and there's Oliver right there if y'all can hear that. But yeah, my sole proprietorship. It is something that was kind of birthed out of me wanting to explore a different side of my brain and my talents. I've always been kind of a math engineering guy, and as I've reached a certain point in my career, there's more things I want to do. I want to be able to come on the podcast and talk sports. I want to be able to build websites. I want to be able to run social media channels and all that kind of good stuff. So it's really been a good vehicle for me to be able to explore all of those things. And I call it an at service company, which really means I'm at your service. Whatever you need from me, whatever I can get done for you, we can have a conversation and make it happen. So that's a little bit about where it is right now. I'm still in the process of finalizing my website. I have a couple of them up right now, but yeah, there's definitely going to be more to come soon.
You talk about playing at Spain Park, which is a big sports school. I
Yeah.
played basketball at a small Vermont boarding school where I thought I was hot stuff, but I was also playing the competition level. Let's just say was not the Hoovers and the Spain Parks, it was a little bit different. So
Yeah.
I knew very early on that there was going to be no next level for me, and I had to really hone in on my love of sports and see what I could really do with it. So yeah, no, I love that you kind of have that balance in your life of what you do professionally versus what you do from a creative standpoint. So no, that's awesome, Noah.
Oh yeah,
And
appreciate that, man. Thank you.
of course, we can't say enough about the fact that the Iron Bowls yesterday and that Bama got the win. And again, we wait. I normally even
She's been real weird about this one.
Oh,
So
here we
like,
go.
no, she's like not, because in my head we're gonna get in. We're gonna make the 12 team playoff. I think we will. I think so. But she's not even allowing herself to go there yet because
Mhm.
my mom is, this sacrilegious. Like I don't know whether to go all in because if she starts, if the rationalization of all this starts going on, she will just the wheels will start spinning, and she'll just be like, well, if this team loses, and then that team loses, and then that team wins, and this team, and so the math will be mathing,
Yeah.
and she'll just be like locked in 24/7. So she's not allowing herself to go there yet, and she's just saying it was a good win, and we'll see what happens. So I don't know where you are at, and you're kind of like where we think Bama's going to end up, but we can celebrate a good win over, like they said, they're off the record books with the Iron Bowl. You never know with those teams, so a win's a win.
Yeah, so I'm actually in a very maybe interesting place with it. I feel like Bama over the last 20 years is the champion. You kind of know the saying: if you're gonna beat the champ, you kind of got to take it from them. So I feel like we should be pretty safe. Bama making the playoff. Not only would it be I won't say deserved, but safe. It'll also be good for business. I think the playoff would be better with Bama as a part of it. So
Sure.
yeah, I think don't get too insane taking insane with smarts. Well, can't talk right now.
No.
Insane with smartness. Don't allow the fear to take over. We still Bama at the end of the day, and everything gonna work itself out.
Now y'all are right. I know what I have done in the past. And I have sat there and I have calculated and I have gone, okay, they lost. Okay. All right, they won. And it can take over. And this year has been kind of an emotional roller coaster for me. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna let the games play themselves out. We did our part on yesterday, and that is where we are. So you have been a friend of the podcast, so you know the good, the bad, the and you know the ends when you're kind of not sure.
But you're gonna talk yourself into.
But you're gonna talk yourself into a position. So we wanted you to play that game with us, and then we start with you, and then know that we might or may not take the same position as you. So what is your first good?
So my first good for this weekend is college football rivalry week. I feel like all of the games delivered in terms of entertainment. I had a great time, sitting on the couch with my wife and sister yesterday and watching all the chaos ensue. And I like seeing, all of all the people that had a bad season versus all of the frauds be exposed and all of that kind of start to play itself out. So I think a lot of drama was created. I do have to, mention the whole pepper spraying incident was a bit much, but outside of that, I think that they, gave us good entertainment, and I think going into the playoff, we're going to be in for a show.
That's a really very good because it was rivalry weekend, but it was good games. I mean,
Yeah.
just think about that Georgia Tech game. Again, it doesn't matter the records when it's a rivalry. What is it, 6 overtimes?
8 overtimes.
Was it 8 overtimes?
Yeah, I think it was 8. Yeah.
I watched the game.
I was asleep because I'm getting old now.
No, I watched the game to that last 2-point conversion. So really good weekend. a lot of extra passion showed up,
Yeah.
i.e. the pepper spray.
Pepper
Yeah.
spray, flags,
Yeah.
a lot of. I mean, I don't know what was in the water this weekend across all of really just football, but just a lot of extracurricular activity. And even with what was it? With the Ohio State game, and what was it? The coach didn't even realize, which we won't get into Ryan Day, but he was like, "What happened?" And that's how I felt. You looked away for 5 seconds. You were like, "Okay, I know there was games today," and then you see brawl here, brawl there. Someone planted someone's flag. Someone talked about someone else's mama. Like it was crazy. Like there was no breaks on any of it. So it was definitely from a reality television standpoint too. A lot of extra drama. It was like the real football players of college football kind of thing. It was great. So
Yeah, don't talk about nobody's mama.
yeah. I mean, hey,
stuff is gonna go bad really quickly when
Yeah.
you do that. So my good is I just love seeing Coach Nick Saban on College Game Day. Like his entire time that we saw him as a coach, you always felt like he was just one word, one sentence away from just cursing somebody out or just, popping a vein or something. And so I like him relaxed. I like him laughing. I like that. It's so funny because I think anything he says on College Game Day, everybody just laughs hysterically, like, "Oh my God, that's his thing." And I don't know if they're probably doing it in fear too. They're like, "We better laugh because if we're not laughing, then he could start going off on us," i.e. Maria Taylor. So they're like, we don't want any of the smoke there. We just want to stay far away. Let's laugh at his jokes. So he might not even be that funny, respectfully. We don't know.
We don't know, but they're gonna laugh. McAfee learned his lesson, so yeah.
Yeah. So that is my good. So Jordan, what's your good?
You're like, did you prepare a good? My good is to just be here with my mom. I don't get to see her a lot. We do this podcast, and it feels like I see her, every Sunday. She's like, "Did you write in the doc? Are you logged on? Did you send us the link?" And it's good to she does it now like I was asleep earlier, a little peek behind the curtain, taking a little pre-show nap. And she's like, "Jordan, get up. We got to go. We got to record now." And so, it's like back to when I was 14 years old and, nothing changes. So it's good to be here and I'm starting to see now us looking alike. Like I never really saw it before. I was like, we kind of do look like twins a little bit. So it's just good to see Mom these last couple of days and spend Thanksgiving with her. So that's my good.
Yeah, I think that's a great good, but I also think that's a
I
didn't prepare good.
No, that's a good. Look, I got to work with what I got. That was my good, and I planned that way ahead. So
all right, okay. Noah, what's your bad?
My bad is the Joel Embiid and Philadelphia 76ers relationship. I feel like that whole situation is reaching the buzzword quote unquote toxic levels that everybody loves to use in the NBA. And though where there's smoke, there's fire. So I would definitely be keeping a close eye on Philadelphia. I kind of love that this is a good personally, myself being a Rockets fan. I kind of have a little bit of a beef with Daryl Morey. I think that he doesn't run his organizations very well. And seeing all of this, disappointing but not surprising.
Situation. Are you saying you don't really think he's hurt, or you don't think he's because you're like sitting him to say getting him like well? So do we think one side is not being as transparent?
I was gonna say I should have talked about the specific situation I was thinking of with the locker room leak of the private team.
Okay.
Yeah, the team of the players only meeting.
Okay.
Some news like that getting out
Okay.
kind of signaled to me that I guess people are not happy with the situation you're alluding to of them sitting out and everything because they had a team meeting and the team kind of got on to Joel for being late to a couple of
Okay.
team events, but that got out and kind of caused its own, can of worms itself. So I just think it's kind of all those little things add up, right? Like none of those guys can be having fun at work right now.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
tell you that.
And there's stuff with like, it's funny how you have to, be specific with what exactly the incident is because there has been so many. And it's like, I think last time I checked in with that whole drama, Tyrese Maxey had called out Embiid about the whole being late thing. And there has just been layers on layers, the team being terrible. Then you got the rookie TikTok dancing everywhere. And everyone's like, well, I guess he's the future now. And, he's dropping 30. I find that very funny amongst it all. That then you have this like, guy that I think everyone thought, oh, these Philly fans are going to hate this kid. Like, he's going to be, TikTok dancing after they lose. But he's honestly been the best distraction for that team. This player from Duke, Jared McCain, I think his name is.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's that situation is definitely it's not going to get better before it gets worse. So
we're going to have to follow that one and get an update on that one.
All right.
All right.
What's your bad?
Okay, so my bad is on Friday watching Kansas City play the Raiders. They were like a 13-point underdog in the game. They were down by 2. They had the ball. I think it was like 17.
No one else is talking about this game. My mom watched this game live. Was like, "Did you guys see the game? Did you see the game?" Me and my brother are off golfing. We're like, "No, we didn't see."
Okay.
All right. Sorry.
Okay. So Kansas City had a 2-point lead. The Raiders had the ball. They were on the Kansas City 32-yard line, I believe it was exactly. So they were within field goal range. 17 seconds left on the clock. It was like 3rd and 2. And so nobody wants to give Patrick Mahomes like a single second to win a game. So they let the clock run down to like 4 seconds and snapped the ball and fumbled, bobbled, whatever. I think the center said somebody tapped him and he snapped the ball. And it was a fumble. And it was the end of the game. I mean, there was some controversy around, was it offside and should they have had another shot at it, but, move the ball back five yards. But it was like, come on, Las Vegas. You had an opportunity to like have a huge upset. I mean, your season is not, it's going by the same category as our Jacksonville Jaguars, but that would be a huge victory for you. And they just...
I've never seen my mom more upset over a non-Jaguars team losing a game. But yeah, she was just really... Are you just low-key like a Raiders fan now? I mean, you seem like of all the games, I just have to dissect this. Of all the action that happened this week of football, you were like, this Raiders-Chiefs game, you know what? That's my thing. That's the thing I'm really, really just gutting me. I think it's just your dislike for the Chiefs, honestly.
I do not.
She really
I do
doesn't like
not have a
What's your
dislike
beef
for
with
the
the
Chiefs.
she's got some beef with the Chiefs that we will continue to just monitor as the playoffs come along. But I'm sorry that happened to you, the number one Raiders fan on the podcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, wait, no. What did you say? You asked a question.
I wanted to know more about your beef with the Chiefs.
I don't have a beef with the Chiefs, but I do like an underdog. I like an underdog. And so
Breaking news, folks. She likes an underdog.
Okay, and that is my bad. Jordan, do you have a bad?
I have a bad, and I
okay.
think no one knows where this is going. I don't even want to say his name. I also don't know if we'll be able to pronounce it. But the linebacker for the Texans laying that late hit when Trevor Lawrence gave himself up. I mean, and it was like, it's the layers of it. So Trevor Lawrence has been out for the past 3 weeks with injury. We had our bye week. He had the option of either having surgery on his shoulder or playing out the rest of the year. And, he guts it out like a good teammate. And him sliding well before, he gave himself up. And then this Texans linebacker leans forward, goes with his forearm that has like a little casting on it and hits him right in the head. And immediately, it was shades of Tua. in the fencing position, his arms, and he's out. I will say, I guess the silver lining was like it shows you how much he means to that team because Evan Ingram immediately went after him and it was a huge fight and it was well deserved. And there was the fans were throwing stuff at him. He was ejected, the Texans linebacker, and it was just a dirty, dirty play. And I've never seen so much, unfortunately, pro Jaguars content this year, but it was the first time the internet was like, collectively, we're on the Jaguar side. So again, I hope Trevor Lawrence is okay. He was carted off. He seems like he, concussion protocol, but it was just, I hate to see that, especially when Trevor, had the option to like end his season or play and he decided to play and, just stuff like that you don't need. And again, Texans ended up winning by 3, but respectfully, I mean, the Texans season, as you probably know, has been kind of not disappointing, but you guys haven't looked like the front runners everyone thought you were going to be. So, just another thing where it's like, you don't need it. CJ Stroud's doing podcasts all summer. He don't look like the same dude. So, yeah, that's all. I'm going to speak my piece there.
No, it's like, really? It's not you can say much, huh?
Yeah, well, that was like,
I think, Jordy, you hit it on the head, man. Yeah, that play itself, like, that's the film that they're going to show everybody of, don't do this when you're on the football field.
It's really, I mean, even hearing the commentators, they were like, this is literally like why we have the rules that we do. Trevor Lawrence did everything you're supposed to do, and this guy did everything you're not supposed to do. And, it's have you seen the meme, by the way, of like the lookalike Trevor or the lookalike CJ Stroud, but he looks like old and like not like him. And it's like CJ Stroud after doing podcasts all summer. And it's like this old, like he's not CJ Stroud, but it's like a fake CJ Stroud. And it's almost like he's not the same dude. So I don't know why that just makes me laugh.
So what is your
So my is actually the Houston Texans football season.
Okay.
Things are not feeling, as you talked about, things are not feeling like they did last year. On one side of my brain, I want to, just say the film's kind of out on us. Rookie quarterback had a big splash last year. Everybody kind of got the secret, got the formula to beat us. And, we're kind of trying to deal with that. We lost Diggs this year. Collins is out for a couple of weeks, so there's been a lot of back and forth in terms of our health and injuries and all that good stuff. But on the other hand, it's like we do have expectations, and 7-5, I guess 8-5 after today. It wasn't what we were thinking coming into the season, So I'm that friend at the beginning of the year. I want Super Bowl. Give me the rings. And now I'm like, can we make it? I hope Indianapolis can, kind of falter a little bit. But so I'm definitely giving this season Okay.
It says year 2 CJ Stroud after he spent all summer doing podcasts and defense has got tape on them. So I don't know if that's the same dude, but it kind of does look like him. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry, I just had the cherry on top.
Y'all are.
But no, I mean, again, y'all are gonna win the division because it's just such a bad year for the AFC South. But yeah, it's definitely. I was almost like, whoa, we got to relax on the CJ Stroud is going to be elite train, and I think the thing that got me just to add on to this on the Texans was when after like it was the first or second game of the year, he went up to Caleb Williams. And I remember you definitely saw that where he at the end of the game with Caleb, he was like, yeah, like keep going, young fella. He tried to little bro him. And it's like, bro, I don't know if you're in a position to little bro anyone. I get it, you had a great rookie year, but you're a sophomore. You don't get to little bro someone. And it's just ironic because I mean, I would say Caleb Williams has outplayed CJ Stroud, even though their teams aren't as successful. But Caleb Williams has been, ever since their offensive coordinator got fired, he's been much better. So yeah, it's been an interesting year for sure.
Okay, so my end is I'm really struggling with this putting these flags down on the logo. Mm-hmm. So my first position is, Why do you do that? Why do we need to do that? Like, just take your win, go home, celebrate, do like everybody else, just talk a bunch of crap on the internet. But somebody said to me, I was having a conversation, they're like, that's kind of part of the game. You lose, the trend has started, and yeah, teams are gonna do that. So for me, it's like, because my initial response is, don't do it. Just take your win, go home, do a goofy dance in the locker room.
A goofy dance.
A goofy dance,
Yeah, don't do that. All right, just like don't do that. That's an example of what you don't do. Yes, okay.
To the victors go the spoils.
But so this man, it's like the flags on the logo. I mean, what do y'all think about? I mean,
I think everyone gets it's a weird protective thing of like, that's our logo. It's like, these are inanimate objects at the end of the day. It's a flag. It is a logo on a field that is, again, not a human being or a person. I think let the team.
Is a human being separate, different than a person? You said not a human being or a person.
Thank you, Mom. Okay, you enjoyed that. Okay. Anyway, it's an inanimate object. Anytime inanimate objects are involved, I'm like, it's not that serious, bro. And in the transfer portal, where these guys are flipping teams every other day, and it's like, now you're gonna get all like, no, this is our logo. It's like, bro, in 2 weeks you're gonna announce you're going to, Indiana, or you're going to Syracuse. Like, what are you talking about? This is my logo. Like, then don't transfer schools. I think this whole like, pretending like you are talking about my mama or something like that when you put a flag somewhere, it's like, everyone just needs to relax, okay? Like, you lost, take the L. Yeah, I mean, don't like spit on some stuff, but like, put the flag, do whatever you. I don't know. I see both sides. I just don't think it's that serious. So
no, but they made it serious because they get into these fights. No, your thoughts about the flag?
I do kind of lean on Jordan's side of, if you don't want him to plant the flag there, win the game.
Yeah,
win the
exactly,
game.
Exactly.
And to your point, as long as disrespect is relative, of course, surely, but again, it's an inanimate object. It's a flag in the middle of the field. I know grounds crew workers. They're just going to, wipe over that hole the next day, and we're gonna keep it moving.
Exactly. And I'll try to be brief here, but my is, my alma mater, Syracuse, having just as many wins as Alabama this year, which is like, it should be a good, but it's weird to think about because they're both 9-3, and it's like how we got there was very different. And I will always say I'm an Alabama football first before Syracuse, even though I went to Syracuse. But our team with this Ohio State transfer, Kyle McCord, we've been really, I think he leads the nation in passing yards. It's been a sneaky good year. And, there was that whole, our head coach being like, you're welcome, Dabo. So I know how much my mom hates Dabo. So, again, another rivalry we won't get into right now. Anyway, it's just been weird to think about my Orangemen and the Crimson Tide having the same record. It's an but it's a trending upwards because it sounds like they're both like 3-8. It's like I'll take 9-3. I feel good about that. So yeah,
that's your Okay,
I like
all
that.
right. And then by Syracuse winning and beating Miami, now Clemson gets into the ACC.
Your boy,
he said. Don't say I hate. I that is a very strong word. I don't have any hate for people. I've been annoyed with Dabo for many years.
Yeah, let's not get her around.
No, we're not gonna do the Dabo. But no, it's funny because Tamara put in the chat. She says this is the first podcast where y'all have really talked sports almost the entire time. Go figure.
Who would have thought? Yeah.
Who would have thought that?
There was a lot to talk about. So
it was a good sports weekend.
Yeah, it was.
It was a big sports weekend.
Yeah, and so we totally appreciate your support of the pod from the beginning. And now that I know that you were supporting it without even knowing that there was a family connection, that makes me smile even more.
Yeah.
So we will definitely have you back. And when we should get your information on your company, say the name of the company again.
Arc Data Studios.
Okay, we will make sure that we give you some additional love, and perhaps
Oh,
we could do some partnering, because this is how this thing works.
Again, I don't know if my mom knows what that means specifically, but yes, we will definitely be collabing and open to that. So yeah,
We'll be collabing.
collabing.
We're
yeah,
gonna be
yeah,
collabing.
Yeah, maybe
Noah.
collabing on some
You know,
stuff.
people in the
Okay,
business,
okay,
we
all
know
right,
what that
okay,
means. So,
okay,
all right. So, Jordan, you want to take us out to the end?
Yeah, so that's it for episode 16 of Mom Knows Ball. I am Jordan. This is Noah. And Noah, I got to ask, do you know ball?
I know ball. I don't think I know ball as good as mom, but I know a
Yeah,
little bit of ball.
Mom, do you?
I know ball, and I know that somebody just walked in and they were trying to stay out of the camera
We
frame,
love-
which we love, and know that it is absolutely going to make the final cut.
They heard
'cause we
ball
love-
and they had to come in.
They-
So they clearly know ball. So we respect it.
So,
yeah.
My production assistant is also having one more
Oh,
delivery
we-
in,
I
Mr.
love
Oliver.
it.
So.
Love it. What's the dog's name again?
Oliver.
Oliver, do you know ball?
Oliver.
Oliver, you know ball?
Oliver.
We all know ball.
Yeah, I think Oliver knows ball.
Okay.
He know ball. You
That's
definitely
it
know
for
ball.
episode 16. We will see you guys next week. And that's it for us.
I'm Mom. I know ball.
That's ball.
I know ball.